Action League Now, the series.
Now this show is really interesting because, wait a minute, haven't we seen this show before? Let me check out something here. As a matter of fact, yes, I have seen this before. Action League Now was a segment on Kablam. Before I actually sat down for this Nick-O-Rama series, I thought that this was going to be a spin-off of Kablam. You know, like Angela Anaconda. They take the segments and build their own new series. That's not at all what happened here. Action League Now is literally the same segments from Kablam as their own show. That's a little bit of a ripoff, don't you think? I mean, some people thought that Action League Now was the best part of Kablam, so I guess it would make sense for it to have its own show. But seriously, this is a show literally of nothing but reruns. Even if Action League Now was my favorite part of Kablam, I'd be more than a little bit peeved. I mean, there are some new things. Very, very few new things, but there are things like interviews and fourth wall gags, but it's not enough to actually scream that this needed to be its own show. Maybe if, they made new scenarios with Action League Now, that'd be fantastic. On Kablam, Action League Now is restricted to only a few minutes. You could easily tell some pretty unique stories with these characters in the time span of 22 minutes. Honestly, I feel annoyed that I have to cover this at all. Again. I mean, I could go into far more depth about the Action League Now segments. I could talk about the characters. But if they didn't want to bother, why the hell should I? Let's see, what did I say in my Kablam video? Action League Now showcases the perfect experience of playing with a random mismatch of toys. I'm pretty sure back in the day I took some of my own toys on similar adventures. Yeah, I will say that Action League Now as a show on its own, I really do like. It's technically a stop motion show, but Kablam said that they used a technique called chuckamation. And by chuckamation, they mean literally chucking toys across the camera. You think that would make the show look cheap or on a low budget, but considering they've done things like crashing real actual cars, it seems that a lot of time and effort was put into the show. On Kablam. To be quite frank, I'm actually insulted that this is an official Nicktoon. It's just a show of reruns. What's the point? It's like if I just took clips from the other Nick-O-Rama videos and played them here to fill up time. I thought the show was called Action League Now, not Action League 1996.
Next on Nickelodeon, it's
My name is Angela, hey hello. Welcome to my very own show. I'll introduce my friends to you. Oh no, it's Nitty-Poo. Shooby-dooby-doo-wah-wah. My name is Angela, and you are not. Nanette Man War is a stuck-up jerk-faced slut. And now to today's story, starring me, and not starring Nanette Manoir.